super excited to be talking with everyone, since specifically because I was a student at Stanstead before, so I really appreciate being here and having the opportunity to talk to everyone. So let's begin. This might seem like your normal party photo, and at the time, it really was. I wouldn't have imagined my first festival was going to be tomorrow. And in case some of you don't know what it is about or what it is one of the most exciting events out there. But what I really want to point out about this photo is not the fact that I had one of the most epic weekends of my life, but that it really ignited a spark in me. At the moment, I had just graduated high school, and I was not even sure I had chosen the right university or the right path. One thing I knew back then, though, was that I really wanted to be someone in the industry that I discovered during my graduation trip. I didn't know what, I didn't know when, and of course I didn't know how anything in the music industry worked. To be honest, I didn't even know if the music industry was a real thing. So after the trip, I went back to Mexico and I had to go to school. I started law school, and after 3 semesters of being there, I was feeling like a total failure. Even though academically everything was going well, it didn't feel right. So after many months of thinking about it and just feeling like I couldn't do it anymore, I quit university. It was the first time I quit something in my life. It never happened before. But staying there just didn't feel right. It created a distance from all the excitement that I felt when I was at the festival. Long story short, as cheesy as it sounds, I had to follow my heart. I started a different major that allowed me to travel a lot more and enjoy different exchange opportunities. So even though my career was based on studying imports and exports, I knew it wasn't my calling. I always knew it wasn't what I was going to end up doing, but I knew it was going to buy me some time to figure out what I really wanted to do and what was going to make me break through. But honestly, what does breakthrough even really mean? I looked it up, and the Britannic Encyclopedia defines it as an important discovery that happens after trying for a long time to understand or explain something. So by that point, starting a new career path, going back to university, I knew a little bit more about the music industry. I knew the roles on an artist team, and I started following people that had already walked the path I wanted to walk. Every little step I took always made me excited, and everything seemed like such a big win for me. I started writing on music blogs. I got myself my first internship when I had zero experience in the business. I didn't even know how to write down a CV. But the ambition I had was way bigger than any of my fears. Soon after, I traveled to Singapore on my first exchange, and a few months later, I was back in Canada on another exchange semester. That exchange, I had to do an internship and a creative agency, but the agency wasn't even looking for interns. This just made it more clear for me that no matter how many no's I got at the beginning, I was going to be able to get a yes. The teacher in charge of the internships didn't believe I could find something on my own because I was the only exchange student, but I remember walking into that room when I was going to get my interview and telling the founder of the agency that he needed to hire me and that he was not going to regret it. So against all the odds, I got it. And the teacher, of course, was not really happy about it. So after 4 years of studying and trying really hard, even though I know that's not what I wanted to do, I finally graduated and I landed my first real job at a music distribution company. I really felt like I was in the big leagues now. I was talking to people from streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple, YouTube, something that before seemed really unreachable. It was such an indescribable feeling. Even thinking about it now really makes me smile. But now, these next pictures is when everything really changed. Well, here's when I was in Singapore and when I went to McGill. Sorry. I landed my first serious management client, and it took me to places I have never imagined. I remember when I met this guy, I pictured him being the face of Nike, but I have no idea how was I going to do it. But my goal was super clear, and then this happened?
Para mí, mi familia es mi base, es mi gente. A uno lo lleva la sangre y a otro compartir. Siempre familia y orgullosamente del barrio.
So this is only one of the many, many examples I have of things that I achieved with my team while working in that project. But even though every single result was getting bigger or was being more recognized by everyone else around me, the excitement that I felt when I landed that first internship was not there anymore. At first I didn't even notice because everything was moving so fast that it was really hard for me to comprehend all of those achievements. One good thing came after the other. We landed a track on the soundtrack of Wakanda Forever. We had a cover for GQ magazine. He was Man of the Year. We were even part of Apple Music's Up Next Artist for Latam. This program has one of the biggest artists in the world. It has had Bad Bunny before and some of the biggest superstars that you could ever imagine. But even though all of these things were happening, I didn't celebrate. I never congratulated myself. I was numb. I felt, honestly, nothing. I was so busy trying to be someone that when in front of everybody else's eyes, I was already someone. In reality, I was completely lost. I started to have anxiety and panic attacks. I ended up at the hospital more than once. I couldn't eat, and not because I was not hungry or because I didn't want to, but because my body was totally shutting down. I honestly kept asking myself if that was going to be the price of, being someone in the industry. Back then, I thought there was no other way around it. So I thought that by being successful, by breaking through industry standards, for being young, for being a woman in a male-dominated industry, I thought that I was really making it before even turning 30. But as this success kept getting bigger and bigger, the stats kept growing, I only kept falling apart. Suddenly, I never had time to have lunch with my dad, to pick up a phone call from my mom, or to even be home. Nothing really made me feel better, except for kimchi. And, he really saved me. It may sound exaggerated, but the love and companion that he gave me made all the difference in the world. He was my first step to open up and let back the people into my life that were there with me since day one. My sister, who's also my best friend and business partner, my mom and my dad, who have shown me the most unconditional love there is in the world, my husband, who he always sat next to me, and he told me how proud he was of me for doing even the smallest and most normal things. It was hard. This didn't take me 1 or 2 days to get better, not even a month or 2, not even 6. I'm still getting better, and I'm still a work in progress. But, the real breakthrough is not winning a prize at an award show or working with the most popular artists at the moment. This made me understand that, maybe it was time to move on. So after a couple of years of working with this client, our relationship ended. I was so afraid to let go, and I thought that all of my value was put in that single situation. But then the universe showed me that I should never doubt it. Another artist I was working with suddenly exploded, and I mean really the big bang. The previous highs from my previous client now looked smaller in scale of things. But now I had something more valuable than money itself, experience. So in less than a year, some of these things happened. We went to the Latin American Music Awards. We got the biggest billboards in Times Square for being the radar artist for Spotify in the US. We also landed the #1s in so many billboard and so many other charts. I wouldn't say honestly that now I know better, but I do have my priorities aligned. I know that all of these achievements should be enjoyed and celebrated. I know that all of these #1s in the charts are the results of really hard work and dedication. I know that I had to break through every single limiting belief I had, and I doubted myself when I quit university. And don't get me wrong, I pinch myself every single day to make sure that everything that is happening is truly real. But now, what really takes takes out the biggest smiles on my face is having lunch with my dad and seeing him laugh, FaceTiming my mom to gossip about what's been going on with the family and what my dogs are doing, embracing my sister and laughing about all the inside jokes that only me and her would only understand, sitting on the couch with my husband and feeling safe by simply being there with him. These are the things that really mean breaking through for me. So my job will always be a huge motivation. Like, it really keeps me going every day. But at the end, it will always be only that. It's only gonna be my job. It's not a normal 9-to-5 job for sure, but it will never feel safe, warm, and loving, as home. So, thank you.